You hit send on the proposal. You do the polite thing. You don't hover, you don't spam, and then nothing. No, thanks. No, got it. No, we'll review, just silence. And it messes with you in a very specific way, doesn't it? Not just your income, your identity. Because when a client ghosts your proposal, your brain doesn't say, that's just the sales pipeline. Your brain says, you're not good enough. So let's stop that right now. In this video, you're going to learn why clients actually ghost proposals, and more importantly, how to follow up without sounding needy, awkward, or pushy. You're going to learn how to respond to silence in a way that makes you look more premium, not less. And yes, you can absolutely get replies from people who are currently ignoring you. But first, if you're the kind of person who takes their work seriously and wants to run their business like a real professional, hit subscribe, because that's what this channel is about. Not hacks, not tricks, process. All right, let's get into it. When you get ghosted, your brain starts doing gymnastics. You stare at the proposal like it's a crime scene. You replay the call, you dissect every word. Was the price too high? Did I sound too confident? Or wait, not confident enough? Did they show it to someone else? Did they find someone cheaper? Did I say something weird in the last 5 minutes of the call that I don't even remember? And here's the worst part. You feel like following up will make you look desperate, so you don't follow up, which makes you feel powerless, which makes you spiral even more. That's the trap. And you are not alone in it. Ghosting triggers something deeply primal, the fear of rejection layered on top of the fear of uncertainty, and your brain hates uncertainty so much that it will invent a story, any story, just to feel like it understands what happened. Usually that story is, I'm not good enough. But today, you're replacing that story with a system, because professionals don't chase feelings. Professionals run process. Now, I want to draw a line here, because there are two kinds of people watching this. There's the person who sends just checking in with a smiley face 5 times and wonders why prospects avoid them. And there's the person who takes ghosting so personally that they spiral into self-doubt and never follow up at all. You're neither. You're an operator. Operators treat proposals like what they are, a decision point inside a process, not a referendum on your worth as a human being, a decision point. And your job isn't to chase that decision. Your job is to lead it. When you make that shift from chasing to leading, your close rate goes up, your anxiety goes down, and your entire relationship with sales changes. Let me tell you something I used to hide because it made me feel weak. I used to get ghosted and pretend I didn't care. I'd tell myself, whatever, their loss. But privately, I'd refresh my inbox like it was a second job. And I'd avoid following up, not because I was being strategic, but because I didn't want to feel like I was begging. Here's what I eventually realized. I wasn't avoiding being annoying. I was avoiding the possibility of hearing no, because no feels final. But here's the thing. Ghosting is worse than no. So much worse, because no gives you clarity. You can move on. Ghosting steals your clarity and your confidence at the same time. It leaves you stuck in a loop with no resolution. And once I understood that, everything shifted. Following up isn't chasing. Following up is leading the process, and there is a massive difference between looking needy and looking professional. The difference is structure. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to follow up in a way that gets you more replies, even from silent prospects. Fewer awkward conversations, cleaner decision timelines, less anxiety, and more closed deals with less effort. And honestly, my favorite benefit is the simplest one. You stop letting one quiet inbox ruin your entire day. Okay, let's talk about why clients actually ghost proposals. Because once you understand the real reasons, you stop taking it personally, and you start fixing the actual problem. Reason number 1, your proposal created work, not clarity. Most proposals are basically a document, a price, and a vague, let me know. And from the client's perspective, that feels like homework. Think about it. Now they have to compare options, justify the cost to someone else internally, loop in stakeholders, pick a timeline, figure out what even happens next. You just handed a busy person a pile of decisions and said, "Good luck." And when you make someone do extra thinking, you get silence. So the fix is straightforward. Your proposal has to reduce cognitive load. It has to feel like, oh, this is easy. I know exactly what to do next. When the next step is obvious, people reply. When it's not, they procrastinate, and procrastination looks exactly like ghosting. Now, I go much deeper into how to structure proposals that reduce friction inside the quote to commit pack. It gives you 3 standards that clean up your entire lead flow, including a system for requiring the right inputs before you ever send pricing and a framework for presenting options instead of a single number. It's free, the link is in the description. Grab it after this video, or right now if you want, I'll be here when you get back. Reason number 2. They're not ghosting you, they're avoiding a decision. This is the one that should calm you down. A lot of clients are not rejecting you, they're procrastinating, because making a decision means taking responsibility. If they say yes and it goes wrong, they're accountable. If they say no, they feel guilty. But if they do nothing, they feel temporarily safe. So silence is often emotional avoidance, not a judgment on your work, not a reflection of your talent, just a person who doesn't want to deal with the discomfort of committing. Your job is to make the decision feel emotionally safe. How? You offer clean options. You make it easy to say yes, easy to say no, easy to say not right now. And when you do that, when all 3 paths feel safe, people answer because you've removed the emotional weight from the decision. Reason number 3, your follow-up feels like pressure or it doesn't exist at all. A lot of freelancers and consultants follow up in a way that basically says, "Hey, did you see my thing? Please respond." And that makes the client feel hunted. It puts them on defense, and this is just as common, they don't follow up at all. They just vanish. And now the client forgets. Not because they didn't care, because life is loud and your proposal got buried. The win is in the middle. Follow up with structure, not pressure. Lead with clarity, not desperation. And that's exactly what I'm going to walk you through right now. Here's the framework. I call it the No Drama Follow-Up Playbook, and it has 5 steps. Each one builds on the last. Each one is designed to move the conversation forward without making you feel like you're chasing anyone. Step 1. Set a decision date before you send the proposal. If you only change one thing after watching this video, change this. Before you hit send, you ask the client when they'd like to have a decision made by. You agree on a date together. That's it. Simple. But now, the entire dynamic shifts, because when you follow up later, you're not checking in. You're honoring a timeline that both of you agreed to. That makes you look organized. It makes you look confident. And confidence, by the way, is one of the most persuasive things you can project in a sales process. Most people skip this step. Don't be most people. Step 2. The day 2 follow-up. 2 days after sending, or on whatever decision date you agreed to, you reach out. And the principle is simple. You give them options and you make replying easy. Instead of asking an open-ended, "What do you think?" you give them a closed choice. Which option are they leaning toward? Or would they rather table it for now? You make it clear that any answer is fine. The goal is just to know which direction they're headed. This works because it gives them a menu. It reduces the effort it takes to reply, and it forces clarity on both sides. You stop waiting in the dark. You get information, and information is power in sales. The quote to commit pack actually walks you through how to set up this entire follow-up ladder. The timing, the structure, the rules, so you're not guessing. It even includes a 7-minute setup checklist so you can install this into your business today. Free download, link in the description. Just grab it. Step 3, the value follow-up. If they don't reply to step 2, do not send, just checking in. That phrase is the sales equivalent of elevator music. It says nothing, it adds nothing, and it gives them no reason to respond. Instead, send a short specific insight that shows you've been thinking about their situation. Maybe you spotted a risk in their project. Maybe you thought of a way to improve the scope. Whatever it is, you share something small and useful that proves you're still engaged with their problem, not just waiting for a paycheck. Do you see what that does? It reframes your follow-up from "please respond to me" to "I'm actively thinking about how to improve your outcome." That is a completely different energy. Clients respond to that energy because now you don't sound like a vendor chasing a check. You sound like a partner solving a problem. Step 4, the permission to say no closeout. All right, this is the follow-up that gets replies when nothing else has worked. And the reason it works is because it releases pressure. The idea is, you let them know it's completely fine if the timing has changed. You ask whether you should close this out for now or whether it's still something they're thinking about. And you frame it as, either answer helps me plan my schedule. This gets replies for a few reasons. It's respectful, it's emotionally safe. It gives them a guilt-free exit, and it subtly signals that you have demand. You're not sitting around waiting for them. You're managing a pipeline. You're a professional. You're not begging. You're organizing. Step 5, the breakup message. If after all of that they still haven't replied, you send this once and only once. You let them know that you're going to assume this isn't a priority right now and you're closing the loop on your end. You tell them if they ever want to revisit it in the future, they can just reach out and you'll reopen the conversation. This is not passive-aggressive. It's clean. It gives you closure. And here's the twist. This is often the message that finally triggers a reply. Because now the client feels the cost of inaction. You've removed your availability quietly, without drama. And that shift from "I'm always here waiting for you" to "I've moved on, but the door's open," that's what gets people to act. The entire system behind these 5 steps, some of the standards, the lead ladder, the setup checklist, is inside the Quote to Commit pack. It's free, it takes about 7 minutes to set up, and it will change the way you handle every proposal from here on out. Link is in the description. Go grab it. Now here's the part that should make you feel relieved. Ghosting is almost never about your talent. It's about the system around your talent, the way you present, the way you follow up, the way you lead the decision, which means you can fix this. You don't need to become a different person. You don't need more charisma. You don't need to lower your prices. You need a better process, a follow-up system that protects your confidence, protects your time, increases replies, increases closes, and keeps you calm. And the calmer you are, the better you sell. Because desperation is loud. People can feel it. It leaks into your tone, your timing, your word choices. But calm is magnetic. Calm says, "I'm good either way." And that is the most attractive energy you can bring to a sales conversation. So let me make this concrete. You're not annoying when you set a decision date. You're not annoying when you give options. You're not annoying when you send a short, useful follow-up. You're not annoying when you offer a clean exit. You're annoying when you send vague check-ins, when you apologize for reaching out, when you write paragraphs, when you chase someone every day with nothing new to say. So you're not going to do that. You're going to follow up short, clear, and outcome-focused, like an operator. And here's the last piece. How you keep all of this from becoming mental load. You track every proposal with 3 things: the date you sent it, the decision date you agreed on, and the date of your next follow-up. That's it. 3 fields. And now, instead of sitting in your inbox wondering, you're executing. You know exactly what to do and exactly when to do it. And when you execute on a system, your anxiety drops. Because anxiety thrives on vagueness. Systems thrive on dates. The Quote to Commit pack includes a 7-minute setup checklist that walks you through defining your quote, your offer tiers, and your follow-up ladder. 7 minutes, and you'll have a system that saves you hours of mental energy every single week. Link is in the description. If you remember one thing from this video, remember this: you don't lose deals because you followed up. You lose deals because you made the client do the work, and then you disappeared. So you're going to lead. You're going to make the next step obvious. You're going to follow up with clarity, not pressure. Because you're not a chaser, you're an operator. If this resonated with you, subscribe. I make videos like this every week to help you run your business with more structure and less stress. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.